Hey guys!
So, I'm Sophia,
I'm Morgan.
and this is our new channel.
Brand new. Never before seen. You guys are the first people to see it, obviously, but
And if you're watching this, like,
subscribe.
Even if you want to leave early, just give it a like and subscribe.
I don't know if the subscribe button's on subscribe is on this side or this side, but I trust that you know where it is, so
Yeah.
and I trust you know where the like button is too.
So, in this video, we're going to be doing story time. And the story was when Morgan came over to my house and one of my dad's workers came and literally almost kidnapped us and broke into our house. Very interesting.
It really is once you like get to know it.
Yeah.
Me and Sophia cheer together, so after cheer practice I went to her house and we like had a sleepover. We didn't really do anything that night because practice got over at like 9:30. And so we just like hung out and we just went to bed and we were like, we can tan tomorrow because she had a pool and it was like warm. It was like, yeah, it was summer. And so we wake up the next morning, we check like the UV index and it was like good, like the rays were gonna be Gucci, we were gonna get tan. And so we're kind of just chilling in the morning. We ate breakfast and stuff and her brother was home. Her dad had left that morning because he had to go work.
Yeah. And so we woke up and we went out into my living room and like through like the living room window we opened like the blinds to look, just to like open the blinds. We see a guy sitting on like our rocks, like surrounding like our little like grass and like
the
tree
bushes
things.
kind of.
Yeah. And he was sitting on those rocks like smoking a cigarette, having a good
Just
old
chilling,
day.
like living life.
And me and Morgan did not know what was going on. So we called my dad and we were like, my dad told us it was probably one of his workers coming over to help, but he didn't know they were coming that day. So we were stuck at home alone. My brother was downstairs sleeping and we didn't know what to do.
Oh, we're pretty sure his name is Paul.
Oh yeah.
We think. We can't really remember, so shout out to you, Paul, if you're watching this. Thanks.
Thanks for scaring the living crap out of me.
Yeah, it was a good day though. Like the adrenaline rush was like you're at Coachella or something. Coachella. So then we're just like, okay, like what's he gonna do? Like is he just gonna chill outside and like work outside or something? And her brother's still sleeping, so we were like, this is great. Like he's not gonna know. Well, he might, cause he could track our location, you know?
Oh yeah. Good.
Gucci, we're good, like
Always safe.
yeah. So we're like, okay, so we're not gonna go outside like right yet. And then all of a sudden we hear knocking on her like deck door, like the deck where the pool is. There was a sliding glass door and we hear knocking on it and we're like, what the heck? So we like text her brother and we're like, there's somebody knocking on the door, like dad says it's like, her dad said it was like one of the workers, but we're not really sure, and he's like, won't like leave it alone. And so her brother came up and like let him in the house. Okay, let him in, just like, hey, welcome to my home, like come chill. So me and Sophia run in her room, we like lock ourselves in there, and he's like asking, the guy's like, Paul is like asking for like stuff like paper and scissors, and like he wanted water, and her brother was like, yeah, sure. So then her brother goes outside and leaves him in there with us.
Like he leaves to go to like whatever practice he had.
And we're like, okay, this is great. This is great.
Like a 30-year-old man stuck in a house with two 15-year-olds. Great!
Like what? So we were like pretty scared. We're like calling our friends and we're like, you know, like somebody's in the house, like
if we die, we
like
love
thanks
you.
for being our friends.
Yeah.
Like thanks for liking us.
Yeah.
And so then we're just like, okay, we heard him like leave and we're like, okay, maybe he like just left. We thought he like left her house, like the property. So
Like
we're
he was
like,
just done.
yeah, so we're gonna put our bathing suits on and go tan because that was like our plan. So we like grab the speaker, put our bathing suits on, and we walk out.
And he was under the deck. Like we have 2 layers of deck. Like you'd walk outside, there's a little layer, and then you'd go downstairs like the layer with the pool. And he was under like the top deck, like where we have like just like our storage. And he walks out from under and goes, "Hey girls!" We're like, we scream and run in the house, lock every single door and every window.
We closed all the blinds.
Yeah.
Shut all the lights off.
He comes back. He comes up to like the top deck, knocks again, and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, first off, you're a boy. You could go to the bathroom outside. Why do you have to come into my house? you know I'm home alone. That's weird.
Yeah, like he knew we were home alone too. Like he knew that there was nobody else there.
Yeah, and then like so me and Morgan went in my bedroom and just locked the door and like waited until he like went back outside. But then we heard him like going through like our drawers, like messing around with the silverware, and then like heard a chair pull out in the kitchen.
Cause we had called her brother and he was like, let him in and then just go in your room and like lock the door and don't come out.
And so he was just sitting at our kitchen table and we didn't know what he was doing. And then we called my dad and my dad wanted to talk to him, so we went out there, gave him my phone.
We were like really cautious. We were like, okay.
Yeah, because we didn't know if he had like a knife on him and he was gonna kill us. Like we didn't know. And he was just sitting there and like he was like sweeping things on the ground.
Like quickly, like when he heard us coming, he like started to like
he like stopped
he was, like,
everything. Like we don't know what he was doing.
And then we handed the phone to him and he's talking and we're like looking on the counter and we can see like paper and this stuff that looks like dust and like the scissors right there and we're like, what was he doing? Like this like was not there before. Like we
heard pounding like on counters.
Like he was like getting lit or something. And so we were like, okay. So then he got off the phone and then he went back outside and he was like, I'm sorry for scaring you, blah, blah. And we're just like, yeah, that's okay. Like we're really like, no, it's not. Like what's your problem? And so he went outside and her dad was like, okay, I'll be home soon. Like, and we were like, okay, bye. And then he calls like a few minutes later. He's like, do you guys want anything from Tim Hortons, like those steak breakfast sandwiches? And we're like, sure, why not? We deserve it after this morning. And then my mom texted me and was like, I'm almost to Sophia's house. And I was like, okay, so I don't really know if this guy left and I have to walk out to my mom's car. Sophia's gonna be home alone, like.
With the creep.
And so my mom got there eventually and I walked outside and I was like, I like ran to her car and she's like, why are you running? I'm like,
exercise.
But the guy never got me and Sophia's alive as you can see and I'm alive and her dad got home with the steak sandwiches.
Yeah. Actually, he didn't even bring the steak sandwiches home. He said he was just wanting to get home because he was nervous, so.
Which I would have been too. I was pretty nervous. I felt bad leaving Sophia. I was like, oh my god.
And ever since that day, I was scared to go outside and tan because I was scared someone was going to be under my deck. Paul was going to be under my deck tan while I was tanning.
But yeah, that was our story time. We're not really good at it. I mean, this is our first video. We'll improve though. So I mean, just come back next week.
Oh, hit the bell because you're going to want to see our future videos because they're going to be lit.
Notifications on. Hit the subscribe button, whatever side it's on. The like button.
Smash the like button.
You can follow all of our social medias. The links will be in the description box below. And we will be posting like Saturdays or Sundays, and in the summer we'll be posting a lot more, but it's just busy with school and cheer. We don't go to the same place.
Like we live a good distance away.
Yeah, 37 minutes to be exact.
Yeah. So,
alright, well,
bye!